Hello, and welcome to American Implement's Virtual Tractor Clinic series. My name is Britt, and I'll be your host as we go throughout these episodes, where we'll be highlighting a particular family of tractors from the John Deere product line. We'll be touring throughout all of our locations, and I'll be having different people come in and helping me describe some of the great benefits and features of the different John Deere tractors, including today we'll have DJ Kane here at our Dodge City location. He's got over 27 years of experience, and we'll have some neat things to add in of what customers are liking about these units and what they potentially would like about these units. A little bit more about myself. Again, my name is Britt Sellard. I've been with the company for just over 2 years now. My background's actually with Deere & Company for about 10 and a half years, where I had various sales and marketing and instructing roles. Two of my positions actually were at the two different tractor factories here in the U.S., one in the Augusta factory, which is where our compact and utility tractors are assembled, and then also at Waterloo, where I was on the product line marketing team there for the mid and large tractors. And there, I was part of the team that helped bring new products to market, and then also help support current products as well. So exciting to be walking through this journey with you and highlighting all these different tractors. So throughout the series, what you can expect is we're going to go over, break down the models and the features and the specs and the applications, operational usages, things like that. And then also highlighting a little bit if we have anything special going on, such as currently on our compact utility tractors, we have all sorts of packages that are currently available. Specifically on the ones, since that's what we're highlighting in this video today, we have the Plainsman and the Plainsman Plus packages on the 1025Rs. So we'll get into a little bit more details about what's all included with that. And then also on the 1023E tractors, we currently have the Cowpoke package going on as well. So as I said, I'll be having different folks come in and help me throughout these series of videos. And to kick things off, we're going to bring DJ in here, and he's going to give you a little highlight of what he's hearing from customers and what potentially, if you're in the market for one of these tractors, what you might be looking for.
Hi, I'm DJ. I'm going to walk you through a few things on these little powerhouse tractor, the 1023E and the 1025R. The first thing you'll notice right off is they're both equipped with loaders. These are really good for daily chores. You might be moving dirt piles, you might be removing snow. A lot of people will also use them for livestock, smaller livestock applications. Lots of use with these loaders. And they're both controlled. They each will have the single point lever. This will control all functions of the loader. Moves us to the middle. This one's equipped with an AutoConnect deck. Very easy on and very easy off. Simple, but really effective. You'll use these for applications such as, mowing small acreage, things like that. Kind of moving to the back of the tractor, it's kind of whatever the customer would desire. They'll do just about anything. This one's equipped with a backhoe. For those of you who don't like to work the shovel, this is perfect for that. Other applications, yard leveling, 3-point implements. Those of you that like to garden, rotor tillers come set up really easy on it. Really kind of whatever the customer wants on this end, Frontier or John Deere will make it. So, it just kind of proves that these tractors are small, but they'll do it all.
So DJ talked a lot about the different types of jobs and applications that these tractors can do and how varied it is, but I would like to focus a little bit more on some of the most popular attachments, and also this word that I like to say, attachability. So how easy it is to take these different attachments or implements on and off in order to switch jobs quickly and efficiently as well. So we're going to start with the loader. Both units are compatible with the 120R loader, and both of these, which has the Quick Park system integrated within it. And what that's going to do is actually has this foldable park stand that's going to come down as you're taking the loader off. And then you also have these handles right back here that allow you to actually physically disconnect the loader from the tractor. So really the main manual thing you're doing is just simply disconnecting your hydraulic hoses. So you might need just a rag or something to help you out there. But all in all, you could get this done within about 60 seconds, attaching or disconnecting the loader. And it makes it pretty simple, pretty easy, and not too much manual labor involved with that. So that's pretty nice. So thinking about what's underneath the tractor, we think about that mower deck, right? This is the AutoConnect deck that's compatible on both these units, both in the 54 and 60 inch configuration. What's really neat about these is, other manufacturers might have a drive-over deck, but none of them have an actual AutoConnect drive-over deck. And so what this is going to do is, again, less than 60 seconds, allow you to physically drive up and over the deck to attach it, and then also automatically attach both your PTO and then your front connection linkages up here in the front of the tractor as well. So again, super easy. Only thing you have to do is make sure your gauge wheels are in a locked position so that deck doesn't scoot around on you. But you can pick up and drop that mower, again, in less than 60 seconds. Thinking about the back end of the tractor, one of the most popular attachments that in my mind is one of the biggest frustration savers is going to be the iMatch hitch. So it's basically just a hitch that's going to connect to your 3-point, and it's going to allow easy connection to any compatible Category 1 implement. Also, if you're running any sort of PTO-driven applications or PTO implements or attachments, Deere does have their Quik-Knect PTO attachment, and so it's going to just be a lot easier to where you're not twisting splines or shafts around to try to line it up as well. So it's going to allow you to attach and disconnect that PTO shaft a lot easier as well. So in each one of these videos, we're going to break down the model lineup and walk you through that. With the ones, it's going to be pretty simple because there are only 2 models in the one family. We have the 1023E and the 1025R. Now, to go ahead and get some basics, foundation set here, let's walk through what these model numbers actually mean, because they actually do mean something. They're not just random numbers. So with the first number, it's going to represent what family of tractors you're in. So here with the ones, that's what the 1 is representing. Any numbers following that is going to designate the rated engine horsepower. So when you think about that, that's the approximate engine horsepower that machine is going to put out. As we get to the larger tractors, we're not talking about intelligent power management or anything like that. It's just specifically what the engine is rated to do. Lastly, you're going to have that letter at the end, and that, just like in the auto industry, is going to designate what I like to call the trim level, or how premium, per se, some of the additional features are going to be. So we have the E and the R, and as you go higher in the alphabet, the more premium, maybe some higher specs that you might have, and performance-wise as well out of the unit. So that way we have an understanding as we go throughout all these different videos. Keeping your tractor maintained and serviced is another thing you want to think about in order to keep your tractor performing at its highest level. So let's go over maybe just a few of the common service points within these tractors, and then I want to review a few different tools that you can use also to help you walk you through and give you some instructions on how to complete some of those services. So we're going to open up the hood here, and first and foremost, both these units are going to have a Yanmar 3-cylinder final tier 4 engine. Now the 25R is going to be just a little bit wider displacement, which is going to give it that little bit extra horsepower difference between the 23E. As you can see, it's a wide open engine compartment, so it's very accessible. I'm pretty short, but I can still reach a lot of aspects within the engine here. Battery up here in the front. You have your air filter right here. You've got some of your fluids, such as your radiator reservoir here as well. And then your engine oil, again, very accessible and easy to reach. Now, a few more things that are accessible with the engine without even opening the hood is actually over here on this other side. You're going to have your fuel filter, which is going to need changed out every so often. Your actual oil filter is going to be right here as well. So again, accessible and interchangeable without even opening up the engine compartment. And then you also have your dipstick for your oil as well right here. So you can even do a lot of these basic checks and service points without even popping the hood. Now, a few of those tools that are, if you're not that mechanically minded or you don't have that nice warm shop to work in the wintertime, is going to be an app called the John Deere Tractor Plus app. Really easy, user-friendly app to use. It's going to walk you through basically the history and the instructions of your tractor, from operations to service checkpoints, when to do those service checkpoints, how to do those service checkpoints. And they're going to give you lots of visuals as well, with diagrams, instructions, sometimes even links to videos so you actually physically watch it happen for those visual learners as well. So that Tractor Plus app is available for all of the John Deere tractors. So it's something we'll be referencing throughout all these videos. Another really neat tool that is you can utilize to be in contact with your dealership is going to be the John Deere Customer Portal. With that, you can look up parts, even some home maintenance kits that are available for tractors like these that are going to include all your common filters and basic things like that. And then you can actually order those parts directly through the portal. You can schedule service through the portal as well. And then, of course, you can always call your local American Implement Service Department and go ahead and get any of those questions answered, and or just schedule that service as well if you feel more comfortable having the service department completing those checks. But that's a little bit about the basic service points, and again, just really wanted to highlight how easy and accessible a lot of the aspects are about the engines in these units. DJ talked about some of the different jobs and applications that these tractors can be used for. I talked a little bit more specifically about the attachments and how easy they are to take on and off. But let's get into actual, how do these tractors operate? So we're just going to walk through some of the basic operations and features of these units. So first and foremost, anything designated in orange is going to represent machine movement or engine engagement. So if we're looking over here on our left-hand side, we have our range selector that's going to choose your range. Very simple, high, low, neutral. You need to be in the neutral position in order to turn the tractor on. Low is going to be for more of your ground engaging type applications. If you're really trying to dig into a dirt pile or maybe some slicker spots that you're into, you want to be in low. Versus high is maybe for large acreage mowing, things like that. So following along with the transmission or any sort of machine movement, then you're going to have your hand throttle over on the right-hand side of your dash. Pretty universal symbols there. Turtle for slow, rabbit for high. Basically a low or high idle for your engine and how many RPMs that engine's putting out. You're also going to have your park brake down here, also designated in orange. What I really like about this park brake is that it's very easy to know and use if it's actually in park, and easy to disengage as well. As far as forward and backward movement itself, you do have your twin touch pedals. This is a hydrostatic infinite variable speed transmission. And so it even has arrows to tell you, but your left pedal is going to be for forward, and then your right pedal is going to be for reverse. And then you do have a brake over here on your left-hand side if you want to slow down a little bit quicker than just releasing your directional pedal, and or if you want to turn maybe a little bit quicker, tighter, etc. So coming back over to the left-hand side of your operator station, you do have your fuel cap here, and leads obviously to your fuel tank. You have a gauge right here as well, so you know where your fuel level is at. Now way down here on your left-hand side, you're going to have your PTO selector. So anything regarding your PTO is going to be highlighted in yellow. So that handle is going to be in yellow. Essentially, we are going to select if you want your rear PTO or your mid PTO engaged, or if you're going to be utilizing both of them. And so in order to do any sort of PTO application, simply select which PTO you're going to be utilizing. And then to actually engage your PTO itself, it's simply just a little yellow switch that you will click to engage. Now, a few safety things you want to think about when you are engaging that PTO. There is an operator sensor, or presence sensor, to where it has to sense the operator in the seat in order to be engaged, and it will disengage if you do leave the seat and the PTO is still engaged. But what's great about this is that you can engage it on the fly. You don't have to stop your tractor. Let's say maybe you're out mowing and you're crossing a driveway or some sort of hazard, and you don't want those blades still engaged. Simply click it off and then re-engage it once you've cleared that hazard. So that's really simple and easy to engage and disengage with that. Over here on your left-hand side again, you're going to have your deck height selector. One thing to note is it does need to be in this upright 12 o'clock position if you are installing or disconnecting that AutoConnect deck. Down here on your left-hand side, you do have your diff lock engagement. So if you're getting some of those tougher conditions, even though these tractors are standard four-wheel drive, let's say you need just a little bit more power on your rear tires or distributed a little bit more evenly on your tires, simply click that down with your heel and it might help you get you through maybe that little wet slick spot, or if you need just a little more power, really pushing into that dirt pile. So that's easy engagement there as well. Now looking a little more straightforward, just at your dash and your steering column, with the 1025R, the 1025R, it does come with tilt steering. Okay, so you're able to adjust that to where it's a nice, comfortable position for you. You have your light indicator as well over here, so you're able to turn your lights on. You have your turn signals even, so as you're cruising up and down the road, if need be, you can indicate your direction and safely travel that way. The dash itself, it's going to show your hours, it's going to show your engine RPMs, overall temperatures, and some basic indicator lights as well to let you know kind of what's happening with the tractor itself. One last feature to talk about here on the steering column is you do have a cruise control that comes standard on the 25R. So if you're in those, again, large mowing applications, things like that, and you have some stretches to where you want to lock in a set speed, you can engage that as well. So moving over to your right-hand side of the tractor, the platform down here as well. Down here below me, you do have your four-wheel drive engagement. So if I want to go ahead and engage my four-wheel drive, it's just a simple pushing the lever down. Let's say, again, you're mowing some flat spaces, don't really need it, simply pull it up. DJ pointed out the single control lever for the loader. You do have a diagram here instructing on which direction to go with what, but it's simply back for up, forward for down, right to dump, and left to curl or to pick up something. Kind of my little trick I like to do is I think of left L curl, so I know that way I'm actually scooping something up towards me. So very easy to use. Also, you do have this lockout control lever down here to where if, let's say, the loader's still on, but I'm not utilizing it, I don't want to be bumping it and moving it around. So that lockout switch disengages your control lever and then simply pull it out to re-engage. Also here on your right-hand side, you're going to have your rear hitch control height. So what is nice on the 1025Rs is that you can set a standard height to where that way I know every time I move this lever down to lower my rear hitch, it is going to be at a consistent depth every single time. So that's a nice feature there. You have your 12 volt as well. Again, that's standard on the 25Rs. But all in all, that wraps up just basic operations and how easy these tractors really are to use. Thanks for tuning in with us today for our first installment on our Virtual Tractor Clinic series, where we discuss the one family as far as how easy they are to use and to operate, their versatility, all the different applications they can be used for, and then the ease of taking implements and attachments on and off as well. So if there's anything that resonated here with you today, or you think, man, that might be a really handy piece of equipment for my property or for my operation, really do encourage you to go to the American Implement website to check out those tractor packages that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. To go a little bit more in depth on those, on the 1025R, we're currently offering the Plainsman package, which is the tractor and the loader, and then also the Plainsman Plus package, which is equipped exactly as you see it here, tractor, loader, and then the backhoe, or what we call sometimes the TLB, tractor loader backhoe offering. Those are going to have some great and easy finance options available as well. And then on the 1023E, we have the cowpoke package, which is going to be equipped again, just as you see it here, with the loader and the tractor as well. Also some great finance options available, and those are going to be running through this spring. So as DJ said, these tractors might be small, but they can do it all. And don't count these little tractors out, even if they're not like the bigger tractors we're accustomed to seeing John Deere producing. They still have the same great engineering and great quality that you've come to expect from John Deere. And you have a great dealer network here with American Implement to help you out with any sort of serviceability or picking out the right piece of equipment for your operation. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time when we talk about the 2 Series.